Just imagine getting better every day, 1% better every day. It's estimated that by the end of the year, you'll be 7 times better. Imagine that. So every day you think win win. How can I profit the other party? Whether it's a meeting, whether you're talking about a client, and whether you're talking about family or conversations, how can I profit the other person? Imagine thinking, let me understand this person rather than listening to reply, listening to understand, listening to understand. Imagine sharpening the saw. Sharpen the saw meaning improving your skills, be more efficient, achieving your tasks faster each and every time. So each and every time you're thinking about this, it's in your thought process. You've internalized it. It's in your thought process. Huh? To actually make your processes better, faster, each and every time. That's sharpening the soul. So you read more books. You read more books. Read more books. Huh? Imagine that. Imagine such a life. Imagine such a life. And these are just some of the habits from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. If we go to the other side of the spectrum, we look at understanding that 80% of your profits come from only 20% of your client base. Then, with this information, you can focus on the 20%. Make sure you provide the perfect service to those 80%. Those 80% of your clients. The perfect service that you can. Imagine this. Imagine implementing such. That 80% of your support comes from only 20% of your friends. Imagine this. Then you know which friends to actually focus on. This is the 80-20 principle, by the way, discovered by the Italian Alfredo Pareto. So you internalize these things, so you don't have to memorize them and cram them. No. They're internalized. And then we have the one thing. The one thing expounds on this principle of the 80-20 principle by going further, looking at that 20% and getting the 20% from the 20%. You see this thing? So from the 20%, you get a further 20% from it until you get to one thing that you focus on. Only one client, only one goal in life. That's what you actually go for. That's the one thing. Oh, by the way, that's from the book The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. You see, so once you internalize all these things, once you internalize them, you don't have to be memorizing them and trying to think and trying to remember what you've read. No, you internalize them. You make them your own. So it's no longer the author. It's no longer the author. It's you now. These are yours. These are your principles. These are principles you live by. I started with this journey with the Bible. I once read one particular scripture that changed my life, revolutionized my life. And that scripture was that Jesus was telling people, don't be like tax collectors who only greet their friends, but greet strangers. I read that scripture and I closed the Bible. Went outside, started greeting people. Not like everyone, but just started greeting strangers as well. After like a month or so, strangers started greeting me back with smiles. Oh my goodness. I remember I was down a bit and a stranger greeted me with a smile. And I started smiling. That brightened my day. I was surprised. Now I was reaping. I was starting to reap now what I sowed. So I saw that these practical things that you can do from these books are actually quite important, are very important. Imagine forming habits. And by forming habits, we mean you can create your environment. For example, if you don't drink enough water, you can put water in your kitchen and in public places, in your eyesight. each and every day. Put it on top of the kitchen and all these places, coffee table and TV units. These will actually teach you to develop habits, and those habits will stay. So there's a 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is that start a habit and start by doing it for 2 minutes. Incite it for 2 minutes. So if you want to start going to the gym, for example, you put your gym attire when you sleep. You put it in the living room. In the morning when you wake up, you'll just see your gym attire. That'll actually incite the habit. And that's actually quite good. It takes only 2 minutes to take your sneakers, put them in the living room and go sleep. That's it. If you want to read more, when you go to work, you just take your book, put it on your bed, and then you go. When you come back, you have to sleep. There's a book on your bed. That'll actually help you to actually read more and use the 2-minute rule. You just read 2 pages. 2 pages or 1 page. If it's double-sided, you read 1 page, and then that 1 page takes only 2 minutes. And that's it. After you develop this habit, it'll stay. So it will say past the 2 minutes and go forward. You'll read 4 pages, read 10 pages, and so on and so forth. And once, before you notice it, you're a reader. You see this? So internalize all these things. Oh, by the way, this is from the Atomic Habits by James Clear. Read the book. Go buy the book. Invest in books. This is Mavicho.